Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We've been here before. I was here last Monday, just chilling, right? Coming in after Raiders 33, Ravens 27. So I'm back. We had a football game, Sunday night game. Ravens hosted the Chiefs. Chiefs, undefeated team, two-time reigning AFC champions, and now you're looking at coming into Baltimore, smell blood in the water. Baltimore's 0-1. Just had a heartbreaking loss to the Raiders last week. And we got, I don't like to throw out game of the year lightly. This might be the best regular season game in like 5 years. This is on that scale of that Chiefs-Rams 54-51 game a few years ago in 2018 when the game was supposed to be Mexico City, but they had to move it back to Los Angeles. This game was on crack. From the first snap of the game, this game went full Super Saiyan. I have never seen a game quite like this. I've watched a lot of football. I have been a Ravens fan since January of 2007 because my favorite color is purple. I don't know why, but it happens. So you go. This game is. So let's start off. First of all, Patrick Mahomes is God. Travis Kelce is God. Tyreek Hill is so much of a god that you have to double team him on practically every snap. So holy crap. And I'm if I'm looking away, I'm getting this sent out to everybody because this is a monumental, this is one of the best games I've watched in a long time. And I was, coming on, even if in a Ravens loss, Ravens win, whatever, this was an unreal game. If Butker makes like a 45-yard field goal to end it right at the end, that is an unreal game. Like Mahomes coming back, that would be unreal. But I just want to point out there are some I'm going to get to something else in a little bit, but this game, the male fortitude of one Lamar Jackson and one John Harbaugh late. I know a lot of people are going to disagree fundamentally with the 4th and 1 call there, because if you don't get it, the Chiefs will score 3 points. There is zero doubt the Chiefs score 3 points because you don't just do that, right? You don't just casually gift the Chiefs the ball inside your 45. But it worked, and I know there's a universe that it doesn't work. So I'm thankful that it did work, and I'm thankful that my quarterback is friggin' Lamar Jackson. So I want to throw out some comments that I had in the game. Lived up to the stupid. 4 days ago, I said Baltimore might actually win Sunday, and it's going to be so ridiculously stupid. Can't confirm. Lamar Jackson, 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 Lamar Jackson. Win or lose, that is a statement drive. Yes, Lamar gives Baltimore the lead. Yes, chills. Yes, look. It's a week 2 regular season game, and I know you're going to sit there and say this is the Ravens Super Bowl. And look, I agree. Frankly, I agree that this is the most important game we're going to play all season, and no one's going to care in January when we're like 11-6 or 9-8, whatever it may be. Whatever end up final record is, if we don't win the Super Bowl, this game doesn't matter. And Chiefs fans will be the first to tell you that it doesn't matter. But with that said, what a game. This game, entering the fourth quarter, the Ravens were down 11. Lamar Jackson, the last 3 years, just doesn't do the whole comeback thing. The Ravens don't blow leads very often. They did blow one last week, but they don't like come back. This is not what the Ravens do. But Baltimore said, you know what? We've lost 15 guys to injured reserve. We've lost our top technically 3 running backs. Justice Hill really isn't a running back 3. He would have been replaced by he was a special teamer, but you've lost the heart of the defense in Marcus Peters. You've lost your top 2 running backs. You've lost Ronnie Stanley didn't play today. You're all pro tackle. You've Nick Boyle, one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL. He didn't play. Bateman, your rookie wide receiver that you spent the 27th pick on, he didn't play. And you just look, and Baltimore had every reason to look themselves in the mirror and say, okay, Kansas City's the best team in the NFL. I don't know if they believe that, but Kansas City is the best team in the NFL. They've beaten us the last 3 years. They're going to steamroll us. And they drew a line. Baltimore drew a line in the sand today. After Lamar threw the opening pick, I'll get to it. And the second pick was just bad. After that second pick, there was something that clicked within Baltimore. And I am not going to say it's going to click the rest of the season. I'm not saying the Ravens are going to win the division. I'm not going to say they're going to win 10 games. I'm just happy they won tonight. Let me be very honest. I'm just happy they won tonight. Cool. Congratulations. The Ravens won a game. This doesn't mean they're going to go 15-1, 16-1. This doesn't mean anything moving forward. In a vacuum, this is a statement to the Ravens themselves that they're not going to quit. That every cliche in the book is going to apply to this Ravens team, and they're not going to quit. This is a team that, if you had any doubt, if you're a random wide receiver, defensive back, defensive lineman, and you had any doubt in Lamar Jackson, you're done. There is nothing to doubt. Outsiders, sure. Chiefs fans, you can say Lamar sucks. Lamar can't throw the football. I don't care. You're entitled to your own opinion. But in that locker room right now, everyone in that locker room believes in Lamar Jackson. And that is just so special. And I know, again, this isn't going to mean that they're going to win anything. And I'm not expecting them to. I want to take this one game at a time. We play, I think, Detroit next week. Just one game at a time. Just chill. Just breathe. One game at a time, one play at a time. I was walking around this room saying, just one play at a time. Just one play at a time. Just one play at a time. And it ended up, at the end of the day, it worked. One play at a time. Odafe Owe, a gigantic forced fumble and recovery of Edwards-Helaire, who I don't believe had ever fumbled. Maybe he had one really early against Houston last year, week 1. But, oh man. So first off, I want to touch on something I said earlier today. I want to walk through, and I post a lot today because I do work for this company. But so I posted on the app at where is it? Oh, okay. I guess I just said, quote, "I'm thinking of shaving." Yes, this. If we beat Kansas City tonight, people would consider it our Super Bowl anyways. I'm glad I just said I'm thinking. Here it is. I'm thinking of shaving if we beat Kansas City tonight. I don't know. Leave it up to the comments section. I don't know. That'd be fun. Let me. Should Splash shave? Yes or no? All right. I will leave it up to you guys. Thank you, Periscope. So Facebook viewers, YouTube viewers, Twitch viewers. First off, before we get into the meat of this game, make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, ring that Le'Veon bell, even though he's still in the practice squad. Make sure you follow U Stadium on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you follow me at Mr. Splashman19 on Instagram and Twitter. So then you can see if I actually shave. I don't know if I will. With that said, I want to walk through this game from kind of start to finish. I'll go drive by drive and give you some overarching thoughts that I had, because this game, like I've said 10 times, that it was on crack. This is a game that there were so many twists and turns. There were so many parts that you're gonna say, okay, well, the Chiefs have won it, right? Or, oh, the Ravens are calling back. Oh, the Chiefs have won it again. Oh, the Ravens are calling back. Oh, the Chiefs have won it again. And then you see at the very end, Lamar slips into the end zone to make it 36-35, and my heart is beating a million miles per hour, because you scored. That's cool. You left 3 minutes. You left 3 minutes for the best quarterback on planet Earth to come back and terrorize your team. I have been through this movie before. I have lost heartbreaker after heartbreaker after heartbreaker, and I'm sure your team has too, unless you're a Jets fan, because you're never in those heartbreaking situations. But we got to start from the first plays of this game, because that's where I think a lot of people, if you didn't happen to stay up and watch this game, or if the Ravens had lost this game, you're going to jump to the first couple drives. So, yeah, we're going to go all the way back. First play of the game, Lamar Jackson, 2-yard run. Okay, cool. Then the floodgates open. You see Marquise Brown, the best player on the field tonight. Marquise Brown streaking down the field, wide open. He torches Honey Badger. It is. I don't want to say it's a touchdown, but it's a huge play. It is a Lamar puts that ball on the money. It's a huge play. Baltimore just got a huge chunk. Incomplete. Lamar overthrew him. Got to bounce back, right? And by bouncing back, I mean throw an interception. That turns into a pick six. And this one isn't on Lamar. I would say it's probably 50-50 on Lamar. Lamar did throw the pass, but Watkins did fall down, so there was a bad timing there. Great play by Matthew. He was unreal for most of the game. And then this is when last year I think the game would have gotten out of hand. Baltimore gets the ball back, down 7-0. 6-yard run, 5-yard run, 11-yard pass, 12-yard run, 31-yard run. Then the whole Tyson Williams fumble at the goal line, Duvernay scores. You just moved right down the field. There was no resistance. You tied the game up at 7. Then Kansas City's like, okay, I can do that too. 9 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, 19 yards, 1 yard. Oh boy. Or 7 yards, sorry. Oh boy. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Oh, 10 yards. And then you get the 33-yard touchdown to Marcus Robinson, which I do want to point out. Humphrey had good coverage there. There's not much you can really do there. You're going to allow a touchdown. It was just a perfect throw from Mahomes. And I want to make this very clear that this is Mahomes didn't blow this. I wouldn't even say Andy Reid blew it. And I think you're going to say, well, why are you giving the ball to Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Eat it, Stephen A. Smith. What you got to say about Lamar Jackson now? This is a week 2 game. I get it. I want to be excited too, but it is just a week 2 game. There's 15 more weeks in the season and then the playoffs. So look, and that's the thing about this is that in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. The Ravens are going to lose games throughout the rest of the season. They're going to win games throughout the rest of the season. And, this doesn't erase 18, 19, and 20. This doesn't erase some ugly Lamar Jackson games against the Chiefs. This doesn't erase 83 passing yards, or it was 97 passing yards, 83 yards rushing last year. It doesn't erase that, but you can say, hey, we did something. Speaking of doing something, down 14-7, 17 yards, 7 yards, 1 yard, huge conversion on 3rd and 2, Lamar Jackson, 9 yards, 9 yards again, 8 yards again, incompletion. And this is that incompletion, that first one, they'd gotten the ball down to the Kansas City 24. They had been moving the ball all the time on the ground. They were averaging, at that time, over 9 yards a carry. I think they had 11 carries for 101. 100 yards in the first quarter rushing. And then you throw 3 times in a row. The second one, I don't like the whole bubble screen ordeal. I know Hollywood Brown is really fast and can make guys miss in open space, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it on the 2nd and 10. And then 3rd and 14, Lamar had one of the worst throws I've ever seen. This is without a doubt one of the worst throws he's had as an NFL quarterback, trying to throw it into triple coverage. Great play by Matthew, but I don't know what you're doing. And then Baltimore's defense says, okay, here we are, 17 yards. Okay. Then these are a couple penalties. It ends up being backed up to the Kansas City, the ball on the 31, and they lose 28 yards worth of penalties, which was insane, but ends up being a 4th and 28. So good stop by Baltimore, and then 3 and out. This is what you can't have against Kansas City. You can't waste possessions like this. No gain on 1st down, 7 yards on 2nd down, no gain on 3rd down, and then they punt on 4th and 3 from the 40. Probably a good decision. And then you force another punt. This one, Darrell Williams 1 yard run, Mahomes to Kelsey for 14. Kelsey was unreal. Kelsey's gonna have a 95 PFF grade. Edwards-Helaire 3 yards. Mahomes to Robinson for 10. Mahomes incomplete deep. Mahomes incomplete deep. Mahomes incomplete short. So 3 stops in a row. That's impressive. That's good stuff. You force a punt, and that's you're making progress there. So you're making progress there. And then you have a critical touchdown run. Lamar, 21-yard run. Murray for 3. Jackson to Brown for 20. Marquise Brown was awesome. Jackson to Andrews for 8. Murray for 4. Incomplete pass. Then you get the illegal formation penalty, and you get a 2nd and 15. You get 9 on that play. 3rd and 6. Jackson hits Williams. and then Murray scoots in, ties it at 14. That is a gigantic touchdown because that's telling you Baltimore is moving the ball and Kansas City is going to have to outscore Baltimore. And that's at a certain point you have to get into that. Like even Nick Wright said it the other day that you don't beat Kansas City by forcing them into something weird. You beat them by beating them. You beat Kansas City at their own game. Unless you're Tampa and you're going up against a compromised offensive line, there's not really much you can do. Kansas City with 3:21 to go, they get a big return. Edwards-Helaire for 9, Hill for 4, Kelsey for 14, 2-minute warning. Bell for 20. That was a goofy play. Timeout. Edwards-Helaire for 4. Mahomes for 14. Darrell Williams punches it in. And now 51 seconds left. This is a time that I think the 2019 or 2020 Ravens kind of roll over. And they said, nope, we're going to move right down the field. Jackson to Watkins for 11 yards. Timeout. Then you have a false start. And then you have an offensive holding. And you're 1st and 25 with 40 seconds left. Williams breaks off a 20-yard run. Use your third timeout. Jackson to Andrews for 12 yards. And you are moving. You are doing things. The ball is in Kansas City territory. Jackson for 14, spike. Jackson for 8. You get a 43-yard field goal. You head into the half. The Chiefs just kind of run around on the kickoff. You go into the second half down 4, despite having 2 picks and a pick 6. You are outscoring the Chiefs. Your offense is outscoring the Chiefs' offense. That's all you can do. That is all you can do. And then this game just kind of goes on its own little goofy ride here. Edwards-Helaire for 5, or a defensive holding penalty for 5 yards. Edwards-Helaire for 7, Mahomes for 5, Mahomes for 11, Edwards-Helaire for 6. Boom, you get the 40-yard touchdown to Pringle. I don't know what Baltimore is doing tackling-wise in this game. I don't care. Then Baltimore says, okay, Jackson to Brown, 27 yards. Penalty on offensive holding, 1st and 20, -4. Oh, then you have the jump pass. Lamar Jackson had a 42-yard touchdown. That was a jump pass. That is, look, I know it's going to be overshadowed by a lot of plays moving forward, and I know Lamar's not going to have like a 90 PFF grade for this game because he had the 2 early interceptions, but that is a special play. That is a play that only a handful of guys in the history of the NFL can make. Hi, I enjoy watching the Ravens play. Thank you. I do too. It does stress me out though. Hope you're doing well, Zach. And Lamar makes this unreal play, and you're just thinking, imagine that. And at this point, it's 28-24. So I've seen this movie before. You just got to stop the Chiefs. You have to stop the Chiefs. And then Hill 15, Edwards-Helaire for 1, Hardman for 5, defensive holding, incomplete, and then you have Travis Kelce juking out the entire state of Maryland. There is no reason why that play happened, but it happened. The Chiefs go up by 11, and then Baltimore punts. 3-yard run, illegal contact extends the drive. 4-yard run, -2-yard run, sack. 4th and 17, you have to punt. And then you get backed up even more. So you give the Chiefs the ball with 18 minutes left. 18 minutes left. You're down 11. The Chiefs have the football. This is a dire situation. Williams gets -5. Great. Mahomes to Hill for 3. 3rd and 12. This is the play where the Chiefs just always, it just happens. It just happens. There's no rhyme or reason. It just happens. And then Odafe Owe comes streaking across, delayed blitz, wraps around Mahomes. Mahomes just kind of lifelessly throws the ball up in the air. Tavon Young picks it. And this is a difference of about 35 yards of field position because I would imagine for the sake of this, Townsend's going to pin it around the 10, right? Or this, I don't think Butker goes for a field goal here. But, yeah, assuming a good punt, you have to go an extra 30 to 40 yards. Nope. Owe says no. Tavon Young says no. And now instead of having to go 90 yards for a touchdown, you got to go 56. Jackson, 20-yard scramble. Then you use a second timeout. And at this point, I can see the last-minute drive. I can see Mahomes, boom, 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 boom. And then you get into field goal range, and Baltimore can't stop the clock. And then Lamar hits Watkins for 19 yards. Williams goes for 6. And now you enter the fourth quarter. You are down 11 to the Kansas City Chiefs. You have the ball, but you were down 11 to the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a Herculean task. Lamar, 9-yard gain. They score on the two, or they score. Lamar gets around the edge. And at this point, it's 35-30. They convert on the original 2-point conversion, but to me, it was a little ticky-tack. They said on the broadcast it wasn't in the rule isn't meant for that. And I get it. It happens, whatever. I do tend to agree with the decision to go for 2. I know it didn't work, but look, it's not always going to work. There are going to be times that it implodes. So you're down 5. The Chiefs get the ball back with 14 minutes to go, and you've seen, okay, the Chiefs are going to score again. It'll be 42-30, and you're toast at that point. Edwards-Helaire for 4. Hardman gets the first down, and then Owe and Ellis come up with a huge TFL, 2nd and 12. Robinson for 3, and then an incomplete pass. 4th and 9, you have forced the Chiefs to punt. They took 3 minutes off the clock. Baltimore gets the ball on their own 32 with 11:16 to go. Lamar Jackson, 8 yards up the middle. 10:31 to go. Murray, 5 yards. 9:51 to go. Jackson, incomplete. 9:47 to go. Jackson, 9-yard gain. 9:10 to go. Ricard, 2-yard gain. 8:29 to go. Illegal contact penalty. Ball on the Chiefs 39. 8:06 to go. Jackson to Andrews, 10 yards. 7:31 to go. Williams, 1 yard. 6:59 to go. Williams, 11 yards. 6:13 to go. Murray, 5 yards. 5:36 to go. Jackson, incomplete to Brown. I thought that was a really nice throw. I know on the broadcast they thought, oh, well, Matthew probably should have had his third. That is a ball that is – Hollywood really should have caught that one. That is a beautiful throw. That is as tight of a window as you can put it in. That might be the most impressive throw of the night from just a window perspective. But, hey, it didn't happen. Jackson for 9. 4:45 to go. Jackson up the middle, -1. This is the goofy snap off the edge. Second goal from the 4. Williams, 3-yard run, 4:02 left. Lamar Jackson, 1-yard touchdown run with 3:14 to go. You're leading by 1. You're leading by 1. The Chiefs get the ball at their own 25 to start. So they have to go about 40 yards to get into Harrison Butker range. They get 36 yards on the first 2 plays. You go to the 2-minute warning, and there's sort of a resignation that comes over you, and you're just sitting there, if the Chiefs do nothing, they're going to be they're in field goal range, because I know darn well Butker's not missing. I know he might miss extra points. He might miss random. He's not missing a 56-yard field goal to beat the Ravens. I can already see the Nick Wright tweet. I can see, clearly Butker's the greatest kicker ever because he just won up to Justin Tucker. It's like, okay, that makes sense, whatever. Mahomes, Kelsey for 7 yards, and now it's really dire. 1:25 to go. They are inside the 30. It is a field goal within 50 yards. This isn't even I don't want to say difficult because 50-yard field goal is still difficult, but this is getting into that realm of, he's going to make this field goal. There's no doubt in anyone's mind he's going to make the field goal. And then let me read off these beautiful words. 1:25, fourth quarter. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, left guard to Baltimore 34 for -2 yards. Odafe Owe. Fumbles. Odafe Owe. Recovered by Baltimore. Odafe Owe at Baltimore 34. With 1:20 to go, the Ravens gain possession on the Baltimore 34. They need 1 first down. Lamar Jackson, 1-yard run. Cool. Timeout, Kansas City. Lamar Jackson, 2-yard run. Timeout, Kansas City. 3rd and 7. The game is on the line, and what do you do? What do you do? Lamar Jackson is perhaps the greatest dual-threat quarterback in the history of the NFL. He has gashed the Chiefs. Every time he's played the Chiefs, he has gashed them on the ground. This screams read option, 3rd and 7. If you pick up enough, cool. If you don't, then you punt. Jackson pass to Watkins for 6 yards. You have a 4th and 1. The Chiefs are out of timeouts. 1:05 to go. 4th and 1 from your own 43. This is the ultimate gut check. If you make this, you win the game. There's there is zero doubt you win the game because you can just kneel it out. If you don't get it, you give the ball to the Chiefs in enemy territory, and all they have to do is make one play. They're essentially a play away. Lamar Jackson up the middle to the Baltimore 45 for 2 yards, first down. Ravens close it out. Just what a game. I'll go through some stats, but the things that happened in this game, I think you are going to need sort of like this is going to be like an NFL Films at some point, just because the left, right, Kelsey makes the entire team miss. Jump pass from Lamar Jackson. Tyreek Hill is doing Tyreek Hill things. Demarcus Robinson, big touchdown. Hardman, is doing things. Pringle is doing things. And then at the end of the day, number 8 here, number 8 here, number 8 here, number 8 on the back. So I do want to shout out some guys on the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was great. He had the interception, not really his fault. It's just trying to do too much. He was under pressure. 24-31, 343, 11.1 yards per attempt. That's ridiculous. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 131 rating, despite the interception. That's insane. Hill had 1 carry for 15 yards. Edwards-Helaire was okay. I thought he did a lot more. Like the stat sheet, I think is a little unfair. 13 carries, 46 yards. Doesn't mention his fumble. He did have a costly fumble, obviously. Darrell Williams did score, but 3 carries for -2. Kelsey, 7 for 109, a touchdown. Pringle, 2 for 63, a touchdown. Hardman, 5 for 55, no touchdowns. Robinson, 3 for 46, a touchdown. Bell, 1 for 20. McKinnon, 1 for 14. Burton, 1 for 11. Fortson, I've never even heard of him, 1 for 14. But here's where it gets interesting. Tyreek Hill had 4 touches. He had 29 yards on those touches. Baltimore did something right. They allowed 35 points. They did something right. They did something right. Also want to mention Honey Badger. He grabbed both of the Lamar Jackson interceptions, including one that went back for a pick 6. And let's get into the Baltimore side of things. Lamar, 18 of 26, 18 of 26, 239 yards, 9.2 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, which does give him a comically similar passer rating to his usual against the Chiefs, 78.9. Coming into today, he had a 78.8 passer rating against the Chiefs. So by passer rating, he wasn't even much better than he usually is. But 16 for 107, 2 touchdowns, 6.7 yards per carry. Tyson Williams, 13 for 77, 5.9 yards a carry. Murray, 9 for 36, touchdown. Freeman had 2 carries. One was a 31-yard gain. The other was a -2. And then Ricard had a huge third down conversion. Marquise Brown, again, the best player on the football field today, 6 for 113, a touchdown. Andrews, 5 for 57. Watkins, 4 for 44. Tyson Williams, 2 for 16. So he ended up with 15 total touches for 93 yards. I love it. Josh Oliver sighting, 1 catch for 9 yards. And then Baltimore didn't get a sack in this game. They did get 3 TFLs. Madubuike had 1. Houston had 1. Owe had 1. Owe did have a couple. He was the enforcer, if you will. He was the playmaker of that defense. This is a team that doesn't have Marcus Peters anymore. Marlon Humphrey had been – the last 5 quarters of Marlon Humphrey have been really weird. But what Odafe Owe said was, okay, I saw all of the criticism. I saw people saying, I didn't have a sack in college. He had a sack last week. He didn't have a sack today, but he might as well have had a sack. And then he strips Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the biggest play of this game. So big-time stuff there. Also, Tavon Young, he had the interception based on Owe's pressure. But, oh, man. I've been trying to keep my sanity because this is trying to be professional here. And I know at the end of the day, people are going to consider this Baltimore's Super Bowl. I get it. I don't even disagree with you. But this is first of all, this is an unbelievable game. This is an unbelievable game. But it's not going to mean much. For the next 3 hours, I'm in Mountain Time. For the next 3 hours, I'm gonna be amped up, and I'm gonna see how high I can put Baltimore in the power rankings. But I'm gonna be amped up. But this game, there's 15 more. And after that, you have at least 3 playoff games. So this is a step in the right direction. This is a step in the right direction, but this is not the final step. And I need to make sure that's clear that Baltimore has a long way to go. There were a lot of mistakes made today. They allowed 35 points in 3 quarters. Yes, it's the Chiefs. Yes, it's Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill. 35 points in 3 quarters is unacceptable. They did get the 2 turnovers. Congratulations. But this is not the final product. This is a stepping stone. You got to go take care of business the next 2 weeks against Denver and Detroit. Because if you don't, it doesn't matter that you beat Kansas City. Because guess what? If you lost today and then beat Denver and Detroit, you're in the exact same situation. You're 2-2. But you beat Kansas City. You stole a game you weren't supposed to win. Week 1, you blew a game you were supposed to win. This week, you came back. You stole a game that you weren't supposed to win. You were playing with house money today. You have to cash that in. And look, if you go out there and beat the Chiefs like you did today, there is no excuse to not beat the Broncos and Lions in the next couple of weeks. The Chargers in a few weeks, the Bengals in a few weeks, the Colts in week 5. This Baltimore team, you have to you made your own momentum. You blew it against Vegas. That was a game that, on a silver platter, that's a game for you. You blew it. That's history. That's 2 weeks ago. Now is the time you seize the momentum. You start winning games, like you did in 2019. You have the Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh exchange against Seattle. They seized the momentum. They were kind of rocky. They didn't have a great game against Cincinnati. They didn't have a great game against Pittsburgh. They didn't have a great game against Seattle. And then that play is boom. And you're winning. Yeah, they were, 5-2, I believe 5-2 heading into the Seattle game. It didn't matter. They were a different menace down the stretch. And Baltimore has to take advantage of this momentum. I'm going to be real here. They are gift wrapped to win, because how often does Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumble? Not very often. How often do the Chiefs blow an 11-point lead? Not very often. You're playing with house money. You have to take advantage of it. This is a game you should not have won. This is a game that about an hour ago, I would have been happy. Oh, yeah. The Chiefs win 38-36. Baltimore, was resilient. They made the plays, and then Mahomes, just was Mahomes. And you didn't let Mahomes be Mahomes. And you have to own that. You have to seize the momentum. You have to say, Pittsburgh lost today. Cleveland lost to Kansas City week 1. Cincinnati lost today. It is a tied division race right now. What? Week 1. How am I being negative? Do you have ears? I'm not being negative. I'm being overwhelmingly positive. I'm just saying you have to take advantage of this. What? Did you listen to the first 30 minutes? I'm very happy. I'm just trying to keep it professional. Oh, my Lord. Anyways, you got it. This is a huge win. You got to keep it moving. This game doesn't matter in 3 hours. Everyone in that Ravens locker room has to say, this game doesn't matter in 3 hours. It simply doesn't matter. We go take care of business against Denver. I don't know the order into the Denver-Detroit games. I just know they're the next 2 weeks. You got to go beat Denver. You got to go beat Detroit. Simple as that. If you don't, it doesn't matter. If you do, awesome. You're 3-1. And Pittsburgh Pittsburgh has a couple games. I don't know. I don't trust Pittsburgh. Cleveland looked a little weird today against Houston. And Cincinnati, Joe Burrow had 3 interceptions on 3 straight pass attempts. I don't know about that. One of them I don't think was his fault, but that's beside the point. Baltimore, you made your own momentum. Now go seize the day. Now go on that 2019 run. Now go on that 2000 run. And like I said earlier, it's not going to matter if you come up short in the playoffs. So make it count. You have this potentially franchise-altering win. Go make it count. You just beat the best team in the AFC at their own game. You scored 36 points. You didn't beat the Chiefs by stopping Mahomes. You beat the Chiefs by outscoring Mahomes. Huge credit. Your defense went out and allowed just 28 points to Patrick Mahomes. That is huge props. And this is a team without Marcus Peters. And this is a team that Calais Campbell is like 50 years old. And this is a team that Justin Houston and Odafe Owe is the best edge rusher on a team that just beat the Chiefs. Take advantage of it. Oh, my goodness. With that said, I am so excited. This is a very happy thing. This is a very, I don't know, because at a certain point, the Chiefs have been, this isn't even about the Chiefs. Chiefs don't matter. Lamar Jackson in a big spot in a game that is going to matter because this is how it always works. It's going to matter at the end of the season, tiebreakers, who has the most conference wins, whatever. Lamar Jackson said, today, I am the better quarterback. He said, today, I will go win this football game. And I give huge props to Lamar. I could have sat back and said, okay, first couple drives, this is going off the rails. Again, first interception is not Lamar's fault. Second interception is Lamar's fault. But that's beside the point because he played so freaking well the rest of the game that in any moment that Baltimore needed him, Lamar did that. Lamar, as far as I'm concerned, made zero mistakes in the last three quarters. His only ball that was anywhere close to being interceptable was so perfectly placed into Marquise Brown's hands that either it's a touchdown or Marquise Brown drops it. Marquise Brown actually dropped it, but that is a perfect throw. Don't listen to the BS that, Honey Badger was about to have his. No, that was a perfect throw from Lamar Jackson, and that's what it takes. That is what it takes. You have to make big plays when it matters, and Lamar came through every single time today. And that's what matters. Now, I could have said the same thing. Let's say Edwards-Helaire doesn't fumble, Butker makes the field goal. Cool. Lamar is not the reason the Ravens could have lost this game. And I would imagine he wasn't the reason they lost last week either. Are there criticisms? Yes, but he is not the main blame here. Anyways, I'm dragging on, and I do have some homework to go do. So I'm going to do like some studs and duds. First of all, the best player on the field tonight was Marquise Brown. Perhaps the second best player on the field was Odafe Owe. He was all over the place. And then Lamar, man, Lamarvelous. I got this Lamar jersey after week 4 in 2019. The Ravens had just gotten clobbered by the Browns, 40-25. The score got me. And it was going to be 40-18. Then they had a miracle touchdown at the end. But in a game that Lamar is like losing his luster, I buy this jersey, 12-0. Didn't matter in the playoffs, but whatever. So I do want to shout out Zach in the comments. Lamar is exciting to watch. I agree. Baltimore plays with a lot of heart. I agree. Bro, we won a game we weren't supposed to win against the Chiefs. How can you be negative about it? I've been pretty positive about it, and I'm trying to more encouraging that you don't waste this or seize the opportunity here. And this is a golden opportunity this is not the time to rest on your laurels. This is not the time to say, hey, Browns fans, guess who beat the Chiefs? We didn't. No, not the time for that, because you got to go beat Cleveland twice. You got to go beat Pittsburgh twice. You got to go beat Cincinnati twice. This is congratulations. You won a game. You're 1-1. I don't know how the tiebreaker is working right now, but you are not even clear first place in your division. Now, granted, you're technically tied for last. So the Ravens, the last place Ravens beat the Chiefs. So what a time to be alive. Moving forward, Denver and Detroit. Take advantage of it. You have 2 games. You should win. That you have Lamar Jackson, and you have a defense that I guess is okay enough. And the offensive line, big props, Alejandro Villanueva. I raked you over the coals probably your entire Pittsburgh career. And last week you were horrendous, 10 pressures allowed, a PFF passing grade in the 15. Pretty good today. Zeitler, solid stuff. He did have the 1 penalty. Bozeman was solid. Makari somehow was solid. And then Powers was solid. I thought it was a solid offensive line performance. Was it anything special? Was it 2019 Ronnie Stanley? No, but you don't have to be 2019 Ronnie Stanley. All I ask, solid run blocking, solid pass protection. delivered on both accounts today. Huge win. And with that said, guys, I'm going to leave you just short of the 40-minute mark.